We have been speaking to, over the last couple of weeks, many people who have fled Ukraine and many people who are still in Ukraine. One of the many people who have fled is Alina. Now, she used to be a travel blogger, but when the war broke out, she started sharing her new reality to more than 76,000 TikTok followers. She's in Budapest now, and we can speak to her. Good morning to you, Alina.
Good morning.
Tell us when you left Ukraine, how long did it take, and what was that journey like?
I left Ukraine on Sunday. The journey was quite hard because there was a lot of people on the train and it was also hard to get into. The journey to western part of Ukraine took us about 30 hours, and then we came from Ukrainian border to Budapest about 7 hours.
And where was your home? Where did you initially move from?
I live in Zaporizhia.
Right, goodness me, which is very much, we're very much familiar with Zaporizhia now. And you travelled with your family?
I traveled with my mom. My dad and my grandmother left in Zaporizhia.
And the journey out of Zaporizhia, I mean, we heard, that that was very difficult for a lot of people. How was that particular leg of the journey?
Could you repeat, please?
When you were coming out of Zaporizhia and moving from Zaporizhia further into the west, what was that? What was that day like? Because Zaporizhia obviously was there was the nuclear facility there, which was attacked, and things were quite difficult for residents. So when you were leaving Zaporizhia, how was that day?
Actually, 1 week in Zaporizhia was quiet, but today I saw news that the train station today was attacked, and there was an explosion, and even windows in the dormitory that is next to this train station was were shattered.
Mm.
So when I was leaving, the day was quiet.
Right. Now, Elisa, I said that you used to be a travel blogger and, hopefully you'll be a travel blogger again one day, but clearly you had to change what you were posting online when war broke out. So what kind of things were you posting online?
I also posted now videos of how Ukrainian cities were beautiful. I posted the same content that I posted before the war about Kiev and Ukraine because I can't post videos of explosions on TikTok, but I also post videos of what it's like to live in Ukraine, my point of view, and how our daily routine has changed.
And you must feel really sad when you see the pictures of places within Ukraine, Mariupol, etc., that have been sections of it that have just been razed to the ground.
I didn't get the question.
Because you have posted pictures of the wonderful parts of Ukraine, because that was your job as a travel blogger, when you see photographs now of the state that certain cities are in Ukraine, what goes through your mind?
Honestly, I can't believe what's happening in Mariupol, that everything is destroyed, and I can barely hold my tears. And I can't believe that the things that are going in Mariupol are just the city is just 200 kilometers away from my city.
We've heard this morning that President Zelensky might concede that Ukraine will never join NATO. It may join the EU, but it may not now join NATO, and that may put a stop to this war. How do you feel about that?
Actually, I am not aware of these questions about NATO, so I can't comment it.
Okay. How do you feel about President Zelensky? He is someone who is obviously very well known throughout Ukraine before the war and has become very well known globally since the war broke out. What's your opinion of President Zelensky?
I think that Zelensky is trying his best, and I see how it is hard for him. So all Ukraine support him.
And how are you in Budapest now? Are you going to stay there, or are you going to move anywhere else?
I will stay in Budapest until March 18th, and then we will go to Spain.
Okay, Alina, well, we wish you the very best and we hope that you are back home in Ukraine very soon. That is Alina. She used to be a travel blogger, 76,000 TikTok followers, and her reality is obviously very different now.
And it's incredible how much Ukraine war content, he says glibly, there is
Yes,
on Twitter
absolutely.
and on TikTok, and because people are watching it and are interested, it just goes more and more viral. And there are people who that's their only source, seeing what's happening.
Yep.
It's 14 minutes past 8.